Before we start, I want to say that only 1% of you are subscribed. Please subscribe because when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I will post a special video for you. The skyline of New Terra was a canvas of shimmering lights and towering structures, punctuated by the sleek silhouettes of spacecraft gliding silently through the twilight. It was here, on a cool evening, that Zara's shuttle touched down in the heart of the cosmopolitan capital, where humans and aliens from across the galaxy intermingled freely. As the shuttle's doors hissed open, Zara stepped out onto the platform, her eyes wide with both trepidation and curiosity. She was tall and graceful, with iridescent skin that caught the fading sunlight, casting colorful reflections onto the dull metal of the landing pad. Waiting to greet her was Adrian, a young human male with a keen interest in xenobiology, assigned to assist Zara in acclimating to Earth. Alongside him was Dr. Elias Mendoza, a seasoned linguist and cultural liaison at the Intergalactic Exchange Commission. "Welcome to Earth, Zara," Adrian said, stepping forward with a smile. "I'm Adrian, and this is Dr. Mendoza. We'll be your guides during your stay." Dr. Mendoza offered a warm, inviting smile. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Zara. We hope you'll find Earth to be as enriching as it is enlightening." Zara nodded, her gaze flickering between the two men and the bustling scene behind them. "Thank you. I'm eager to learn everything I can. As we discussed in our communications, we've tailored your visit to include various cultural experiences, focusing on our scientific and social structures," Adrian explained as they started walking toward the city center. "Is there anything in particular you wish to start with?" "I am particularly curious about your species' reproductive methods," Zara said, her voice devoid of hesitation. Adrian glanced at Dr. Mendoza, a faint blush coloring his cheeks, but the older man merely chuckled. Straightforward and scientific curiosity," Dr. Mendoza replied. "A good topic, but perhaps we should ease into that gradually." Adrian nodded in agreement. "Let's start with something a bit more general. How about we show you around the city first? It's a good introduction to human culture and infrastructure." "That would be acceptable," Zara said, looking around as they walked. The city was alive with the hustle of beings, humans and aliens alike, each moving with purpose. Neon signs flashed above them, advertising everything from the latest tech to traditional human cuisines. "Your planet has much diversity," Zara observed, watching a group of children playing in a nearby park. Their laughter carried over the breeze, mingling with the sounds of the city. "It does," Adrian agreed. "Earth is home to a multitude of cultures and species. It's what makes it special." "Is it much different from your world?" "Very different," Zara responded. "My planet is more homogeneous. We don't have this at Chaos. It can be overwhelming," Dr. Mendoza admitted. "But you'll find there's a method to our madness. Speaking of which, would you like to try some local cuisine? It's a good first step into our culture." Zara was hesitant but intrigued. "I would like that." As they approached a popular street food vendor, Adrian ordered a selection of delicacies. He handed Zara a small, steaming parcel wrapped in biodegradable paper. "This is called a taco. It's very popular here." Taking the taco, Zara carefully observed it before taking a tentative bite. Her expression was unreadable for a moment, then she nodded slowly. "It's a flavorful. There are many layers to it, just like our society," Dr. Mendoza quipped. "Well, if you're up for it, there's much more to see. And we're here to answer any questions you have about tacos or reproduction." Zara smiled slightly, looking more at ease. "Then let us continue." As the trio moved deeper into the city, the lights of New Terra twinkling like stars above, Adrian felt a keen sense of anticipation. It was going to be an interesting exchange, in more ways than one. The following morning, Adrian met Zara at her temporary residence, a comfortable apartment overlooking the central park of New Terra. Today's agenda was to introduce Zara to more human customs and social settings. "Good morning, Zara. Did you sleep well?" Adrian asked as he was welcomed inside. "Your night cycle is shorter than ours, but yes, I adapted," Zara replied, her voice reflecting a newfound comfort with her surroundings. "Great to hear. Today, I thought we'd start with something fun. Have you ever seen a live sports event?" Adrian proposed, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "I have not. We don't have sports in the way you do here," Zara responded, curiosity evident in her tone. "Perfect, then. We'll go to a baseball game. It's one of our oldest and most cherished sports," Adrian explained as they left the apartment. On their way to the stadium, they met with Marcus, another colleague of Adrian's, who was knowledgeable in human recreational activities. Marcus was a tall, athletic man with an easy grin. Zara, this is Marcus. He's a bit of a baseball fanatic, Adrian introduced. Nice to meet you, Zara. Looking forward to showing you the ropes of one of Earth's greatest pastimes, Marcus said, extending his hand in greeting, which Zara took cautiously. Thank you, Marcus. I'm eager to learn, Zara replied. At the stadium, the trio found their seats just as the game was about to start. The crowd's energy was palpable, with cheers and shouts filling the air. Zara looked around, absorbing the vibrant atmosphere. As you can see, sports are not just about the game. It's about community, shared excitement, and tradition, Marcus explained, pointing towards the field where players were warming up. What is the objective? Zara inquired, her eyes fixed on the players throwing a small white ball around. The goal is to score runs by hitting the ball and running to several bases to complete a circuit, Adrian detailed. Throughout the game, Adrian and Marcus explained the rules, the scoring system, and the culture surrounding baseball, including famous players and historic games. Zara listened intently, asking questions that showed her sharp mind and quick grasp of new concepts. Is this a strategy or merely physical skill? Zara asked as a player hit a home run, causing the crowd to erupt in applause. It's both, Marcus responded. Strategy is essential, but physical skill can often tip the scales in crucial moments. I see the appeal, Zara acknowledged. The blend of strategy and physicality, with communal participation. It's compelling. After the game, they decided to grab dinner at a nearby restaurant. Over meals, the conversation shifted from sports to other forms of human entertainment. We have theaters, concerts, galleries. Humans use many forms to express themselves artistically, Adrian said. And these expressions are important to you? Zara queried, sipping her drink. Absolutely, Adrian replied. Art and entertainment not only reflect our culture and history, they also offer a way to share our emotions and stories with others. As the evening wound down, Adrian and Marcus shared stories of their favorite cultural experiences, from unforgettable concerts to impactful art exhibits. Zara listened, fascinated by the emotional connections humans form with art and each other. It's been an enlightening day, Zara finally said as they walked back to her apartment under the stars. Thank you both for sharing your culture with me. Our pleasure, Marcus said. There's plenty more to explore, and we're just getting started. Adrian nodded in agreement. Tomorrow, we'll dive a bit deeper into some specific cultural practices. Think of today as just the beginning. Zara smiled, a gesture that had become more frequent. I'm looking forward to it. As they parted ways, Adrian felt a sense of accomplishment. Zara's openness and engagement were promising signs of a successful cultural exchange, one that might lead to unexpected but profound insights on both sides. Adrian arrived early the next morning at Zara's apartment, bringing with him Dr. Haruto Tanaka, an expert in human social rituals and ceremonies. The plan for the day was to delve deeper into the varied cultural practices that define human society. Good morning, Zara, Adrian greeted as she opened the door. This is Dr. Tanaka. He's a sociologist and will help us understand the finer points of human ceremonies today. Hello, Dr. Tanaka, Zara said, extending a polite nod. I'm eager to learn from your expertise. Pleasure to meet you, Zara, Haruto responded with a warm smile. I understand you've had quite the introduction to sports and entertainment. Today, we'll explore some of our most cherished ceremonies. Their first destination was a local community center where a wedding rehearsal was taking place. As they entered, Zara observed the decorations and the participants with keen interest. Marriage is a universal concept, though practices vary greatly across Earth, Haruto began to explain. It symbolizes the bond between individuals and is often celebrated with elaborate rituals. Why do humans feel the need to celebrate such bonds? Zara asked, watching a couple practice walking down the aisle. It's about publicly declaring commitment, Adrian added. It strengthens not just the bond between the couple, but also ties within the community. As the rehearsal proceeded, Haruto pointed out various elements like the exchange of rings, vows, and the cultural significance of the attire. Zara listened intently, occasionally asking about the emotions involved in such an event. The group then moved on to a nearby art institute where a graduation ceremony was being prepared. Graduations celebrate academic achievements and transitions in life, Haruto explained as they watched staff arrange chairs and podiums. Is this also a bonding ritual? Zara inquired, relating it to the wedding they had just witnessed. In a way, yes, Haruto replied. It's a rite of passage that acknowledges hard work and marks a step forward in personal growth and societal contribution. Zara nodded, absorbing the symbolism in human ceremonies, finding parallels and contrasts to her own culture's practices. Lunch was at a small diner where the conversation shifted towards other important ceremonies in human life, such as funerals and national holidays. Haruto and Adrian shared insights into how these events serve to unite people, commemorate history, and celebrate life. I'm beginning to see a pattern in your customs, Zara noted. Many are about transition, achievement, or remembrance. Exactly, Adrian said. And each one brings us together, reinforcing our connections and our shared values. Their final stop was at a theater where a local cultural festival was underway. They watched performances of traditional dances and listened to music that varied from one human culture to another. Music and dance are integral to our ceremonies, Haruto pointed out. They express what often cannot be said in words and are a vital part of our cultural identity. As the day concluded, Zara reflected on the experiences. Today has shown me the depth of human emotions and the importance you place on sharing those emotions with others. It's quite profound. We're glad you think so, Adrian replied. Understanding each other's cultures is the first step towards mutual respect and harmony. Yes, Zara agreed, her thoughts deep. I look forward to learning more. As they walked back, the city lights beginning to flicker on, Adrian and Haruto felt a sense of accomplishment. Zara's thoughtful questions and genuine interest promised a deeper understanding and respect between their peoples, one ceremony at a time. Adrian planned a more relaxed day for Zara, hoping to deepen her understanding of human emotional expressions. They met in the lobby of her building, where Adrian introduced her to his friend Leo, a psychologist specializing in emotions and nonverbal communication. Good morning, Zara, Adrian greeted. This is Leo. He'll help us explore some of the less tangible aspects of human culture today. Leo extended his hand, smiling warmly. Pleased to meet you, Zara. I'm excited to share some insights about how we express and understand our emotions. Thank you, Leo. I'm curious about this aspect of humanity, Zara replied, shaking his hand. Their first destination was the city's botanical garden, a place chosen by Leo for its peaceful environment, conducive to discussions about emotions. As they walked through the lush greenery, Leo started the conversation. Emotions are often reflected in our surroundings. This garden, for instance, is designed to evoke peace and tranquility, he explained, gesturing to the flowering plants and gently flowing water features. Zara looked around, taking in the sights and sounds. It is very calming, she admitted. Leo nodded, pleased. Humans use nature as a retreat from stress, a way to reconnect with calmness. Now, let's talk about happiness. Adrian, why don't you share something that makes you happy? Adrian thought for a moment. I'm happiest when I'm here, actually. The beauty of nature, the quiet, it's refreshing. Zara listened intently, then turned to Leo. And you, Leo? What makes you happy? Music, Leo answered without hesitation. It has the power to lift my spirits like nothing else. They continued their walk, discussing various emotions and their triggers. Leo encouraged Zara to think about what might evoke feelings like sadness, joy, or surprise in her own species. Understanding emotions helps in understanding one another on a deeper level, Leo explained as they sat on a bench near a pond, watching ducks glide by. I see, Zara said thoughtfully. Emotions influence behavior significantly then. Exactly, Adrian added. For example, fear can lead to avoidance, while love might lead to closeness and attachment. Zara pondered this. Attachment? Like in your bonding ceremonies? Yes, Leo replied. And speaking of attachment, let's touch on a human gesture that's often linked to affection, hugging. Adrian demonstrated by gently hugging Leo, who reciprocated. Zara observed the interaction closely. Would you like to try? Adrian asked, turning to Zara. She hesitated, then nodded. Adrian stepped closer and wrapped his arms around her in a gentle embrace. Zara stood still for a moment before tentatively returning the gesture. It feels warm, she remarked, stepping back. That warmth is more than physical, Leo said. It's emotional warmth, a feeling of being loved and secure. Their next stop was an art studio where they could express emotions through painting. Leo handed Zara a brush. Try to paint something that you feel right now. Zara took the brush, staring at the blank canvas before making thoughtful strokes. The colors she chose were calm, with gentle transitions. Painting can be a release, a way to show emotions that words might not fully capture, Adrian commented, watching her. As the day ended, they reviewed Zara's painting, a blend of earthy greens and blues, serene yet alive. This exercise and today's experiences have given me much to consider about emotions and their expression, Zara said as they left the studio. We're glad to hear that, Leo said. Understanding our emotions is a step toward understanding ourselves. Adrian smiled. And hopefully, it's a step towards understanding each other too. As they parted ways, Zara felt a growing appreciation for the complexity of human emotions, a crucial element in the tapestry of human culture. The next morning, Adrian decided to introduce Zara to a more personal side of human culture. Today's focus would be on human intimacy and the subtle nuances of personal relationships. He enlisted the help of his friend, Thomas, who was a relationship counselor. Good morning, Zara, Adrian greeted as they met outside her apartment. This is Thomas. He's going to help us explore some of the emotional aspects of human relationships today. Thomas extended a friendly hand, his demeanor open and inviting. Hello, Zara. I'm looking forward to our discussions today. Thank you, Thomas. I'm ready to learn, Zara replied, shaking his hand firmly. Their first destination was a cozy cafe known for its quiet atmosphere, ideal for deep conversations. Once settled at a private table with steaming cups of coffee in front of them, Thomas began the discussion. Human relationships are built on various levels of intimacy, which includes both physical and emotional components, Thomas explained. It's about understanding and connecting with another person on multiple levels. Zara nodded thoughtfully. In my culture, relationships are more functional. The emotional connection you describe is not emphasized. That's quite interesting, Adrian said. Here, emotional connection is essential. It can start with something as simple as sharing personal stories or interests. To demonstrate, Thomas added, let's talk about our interests and see how that can lead to a better understanding of each other. Adrian shared his passion for ancient civilizations and their influence on modern culture. Thomas talked about his love for classical music and its emotional impact. Zara listened intently, occasionally asking insightful questions that deepened the dialogue. It's through these exchanges that we begin to feel closer to one another, Thomas pointed out. Zara considered this. I see. And does this closeness lead to other forms of intimacy? Yes, it can, Thomas replied. For instance, simple gestures like hand-holding or eye contact can be very significant. Adrian demonstrated by holding Thomas's gaze for a few moments, showing how eye contact could convey trust and understanding. Would you like to try? Thomas asked, turning to Zara. She hesitated, then nodded. They engaged in a brief, gentle gaze, and Zara seemed to ponder the connection. It is more intense than I expected, she admitted. Exactly, Adrian said. It's a powerful form of nonverbal communication. Next, they moved to a nearby park, where Thomas suggested they practice hand-holding, explaining its significance in human relationships. Hand-holding is a sign of affection and support among humans, he says. He offered his hand to Zara. She took his hand, and they walked together, slowly pacing down a shaded path. This is quite comforting, Zara remarked after a few moments. That comfort is part of the bond, Thomas explained. It reassures and connects. As the afternoon progressed, they discussed other aspects of human intimacy, such as trust, vulnerability, and the role of physical closeness. Understanding these elements can enhance the connection between individuals, Thomas concluded as they sat on a bench, overlooking a serene lake. I appreciate your willingness to share and demonstrate these concepts, Zara said, looking between Adrian and Thomas. It has given me much to consider about my own perceptions of relationships. We're glad to hear that, Adrian responded. Exploring these aspects can certainly open up new perspectives. As they returned to the city, Zara felt a deeper connection to human culture, intrigued by the complexity and richness of human emotional and physical intimacy. It was a profound learning experience that promised to shape her interactions and understanding in the days to come. Zara had requested a day to reflect on the many aspects of human culture she had absorbed over the past days. The following morning, she met with Adrian at her apartment, expressing a desire to revisit some of the concepts, especially those related to human intimacy. Good morning, Adrian, Zara greeted him warmly. After much consideration, I find that I would like to explore further the concept of human intimacy you have shared. I believe experiencing it might offer deeper insights. Adrian, understanding the delicate nature of her request, nodded thoughtfully. I respect your scientific curiosity, Zara. It's important to proceed with mutual understanding and respect. I'm here to help guide you through this as comfortably as possible. Thank you, Adrian. I trust your judgment, Zara replied, her tone earnest. They decided to start the day at a private art gallery, where the theme was love and connection portrayed through various mediums. Each piece provided a backdrop for their discussions about the nuances of intimacy. As they stood before a painting depicting a tender embrace, Adrian took the opportunity to delve deeper into the emotional aspects associated with such gestures. This painting captures more than just a physical act. It's about the emotional exchange, the giving and receiving of comfort and affection. Zara studied the artwork closely. I see. There is a vulnerability in their expressions. Is this also a part of human intimacy? Yes, it is, Adrian explained. Vulnerability allows individuals to connect more deeply. It's about opening up to another person, which can be challenging, but also very rewarding. Their next stop was a quiet botanical garden, where the environment was conducive to personal and intimate conversations. They found a secluded spot, and Adrian suggested they practice some of the bonding exercises that Thomas had introduced. Let's try something simple, Adrian proposed. We can start with an exercise in trust, simply holding hands while discussing our thoughts. Zara agreed, and they proceeded slowly, sitting on a bench surrounded by the lush greenery. They held hands, maintaining eye contact, a practice that was becoming more familiar to Zara. As we do this, Adrian began, think about how this makes you feel, not just physically, but emotionally. Zara took a deep breath, her gaze steady. It feels secure and somewhat calming. I am beginning to understand the comfort it provides. Good, Adrian smiled gently. It's these feelings that often deepen the connection between people. They continued with their walk, discussing more personal topics, hopes, fears, and dreams. Zara shared more about her planet and its people, while Adrian spoke of his experiences on Earth. As the sun began to set, they decided to conclude the day's journey with a quiet dinner at a nearby restaurant. The meal provided an informal setting to reflect on the day's experiences. Today has been enlightening, Zara admitted as they ate. I appreciate your patience and your willingness to explore these intimate aspects of human culture with me. It's been my pleasure, Adrian replied. Understanding each other's cultures is a profound journey, and I'm glad to be a part of yours. As they returned to Zara's apartment, the evening air cool and comforting, Adrian felt a sense of accomplishment. Zara's understanding of human intimacy had deepened, and with it, her appreciation for the complexities of human relationships. I look forward to our continued exploration, Zara said, her voice reflecting a mix of anticipation and gratitude. As do I, Adrian responded, confident that their journey was leading to meaningful discoveries on both sides. The sun dipped low, casting a soft golden light through the windows of Zara's apartment, where she and Adrian were sitting comfortably on the plush couch. The air was filled with a sense of anticipation, as they were about to cross a significant threshold in Zara's exploration of human intimacy. Adrian, Zara began thoughtfully, I believe I am ready to experience human intimacy more completely. The reproductive method that is so integral to your culture, I would like to understand it not just intellectually, but personally. Adrian nodded, aware of the gravity of her request. It's important to remember that this goes beyond physical interaction. It involves a significant emotional exchange. Are you sure this is something you want to explore? Yes, I am certain, Zara affirmed. From what we have discussed and from the emotions I have observed, I sense this is a profound aspect of human life. Adrian took a moment to consider, then spoke earnestly. Then we will proceed with the utmost respect for each other's feelings and with clear communication. Are you comfortable with that? Absolutely, Zara replied, her voice steady and sure. They began slowly, with Adrian guiding Zara through the process. They started with gentle touching, exploring this new physical communication, as Adrian explained the significance of each gesture in deepening emotional bonds. As they moved closer to making love, Adrian paused, looking into Zara's eyes. This is usually accompanied by expressions of love and care. It's not just a physical act. It's an expression of affection. Zara nodded, her eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and calm. I understand. I am ready to proceed. And so they did. The experience was gentle and caring, with Adrian attentively guiding Zara through the human method of making love. There was a focus on mutual comfort and emotional connection, reflecting the deep respect they had developed for each other. Afterward, they lay together quietly, the only sound in the room their soft breathing and the distant hum of the city. Zara was the first to speak. That was unlike anything I have ever experienced. It's not just physical, is it? There's a profound emotional component that I hadn't fully appreciated until now. Yes, Adrian agreed softly. It's deeply emotional. It can be incredibly binding, which is why it holds such importance in human relationships. Zara turned to look at Adrian, her expression contemplative. I feel a deeper bond with you now, a trust and connection that is very different from what I am used to with my own kind. Adrian smiled, his voice gentle. And that's the essence of it, Zara. What we shared is a significant part of human intimacy. It's about connecting, trusting, and experiencing together. I'm honored to have shared that with you. As they sat up, still wrapped in the quiet comfort of the room, Zara reached for Adrian's hand, squeezing it gently. Thank you, Adrian. This has been an illuminating part of my journey on Earth. I am grateful for your sensitivity and understanding. Adrian returned the squeeze, acknowledging the trust and respect that had grown between them. I'm glad I could be part of your experience, Zara. It's a privilege to explore these aspects of humanity with you. The chapter closes on a reflective note, with both characters considering the significance of what they shared and how it might influence their perspectives on their respective cultures and personal identities. The morning after their profound experience, Adrian met Zara at a quiet cafe near the river that flowed gently through New Terra. The world around them buzzed with a typical morning rush, yet in their booth there was a bubble of serene reflection. Good morning, Zara, Adrian greeted, noting the thoughtful look in her eyes. How are you feeling today? Zara smiled softly, her gaze meeting his. Good morning, Adrian. I'm well, thank you. I have been reflecting on our experiences yesterday. It has given me much to think about emotions, connections, and the complexity of human relationships. Adrian nodded, sipping his coffee. It's a lot to take in. I hope it has been a positive experience for you. It has very much so, Zara affirmed. I am beginning to understand the depth of human emotions and the importance of shared experiences. It's quite different from my people's way of forming connections. That's an important observation, Adrian replied. Sharing those experiences can often lead to deeper understanding and empathy between individuals. Do you think this will change your perspective when you return to your planet? I believe it will, Zara said thoughtfully. The emotional depth I've encountered here is something I wish to convey to my people. Perhaps it could enrich our own methods of interaction. Adrian smiled, pleased. I'm glad to hear that. It's fascinating how cross-cultural exchanges can inspire us to reconsider our own ways. Yes, Zara agreed. And about yesterday, I hope that our experience did not complicate our professional relationship. Adrian shook his head reassuringly. No, Zara. I think it has strengthened our understanding of each other as individuals from different cultures, striving for a deeper comprehension of each other's worlds. That's a relief, Zara said, her relief visible. I value our friendship and the trust we have built. As do I, Adrian replied. And as we continue to work together, I believe our experiences will only enhance our collaboration and the insights we can provide to each other's cultures. Their conversation turned to plans for Zara's remaining time on Earth. Adrian outlined several professional meetings with other cultural and scientific experts, which would allow Zara to share her newfound understanding and experiences. I am particularly interested in discussing these emotional aspects with your colleagues, Zara noted. I think it will be invaluable in broadening the scope of our intercultural exchange. Absolutely, Adrian agreed. And if there's anything specific you'd like to explore further, just let me know. We want to make sure your visit is as enriching and informative as possible. Thank you, Adrian, Zara said, her tone filled with gratitude. This journey has been more enlightening than I could have imagined. Your guidance has been instrumental in that. Their meeting ended with a stroll along the river, where they discussed less weighty topics, enjoying each other's company in the fresh morning air. As Zara looked out over the water, her expression contemplative yet serene, she remarked, "This planet, with all its complexity and beauty, has been an incredible place to learn and grow. I will take many lessons home with me. And we have learned much from you, Zara," Adrian added. "It's been a true exchange of knowledge and perspectives. We'll look forward to seeing how this experience influences the relations between our worlds." With a mutual smile, they acknowledged the deep bond of friendship and respect that had developed between them, an enduring connection that transcended their professional collaboration and promised to continue influencing both their personal and professional lives long after Zara returned to her planet.